So we're at a revolutionary point in the insurance industry where there's a lot of talk of all these sub companies and these tech companies taking over. We've got Root Insurance, we've got Lemonade Insurance, we have the InsurTech industry, which is combining and working with insurance companies, trying to build these tech version pieces of an insurance company, where these companies don't even have salespeople. They don't have service to the levels of an agency. So you don't have an office that you would reach out to or even go to, which you kind of don't have today, partially because of COVID, but partially because they're now call centers. So when you call in an insurance industry, you're probably calling like Texas, or you're calling a different state, or even out of state or the US, where you're talking to someone that can help you change something on your policy, change coverages, things like that. It doesn't take any type of degree or any special licensing or anything like that to maintain a policy. But what about when we talk about selling insurance? Back a few years ago, there was an opportunity to try to get insurance through Google. And Google gave up on that project. It was something that they didn't want to deal with anymore. It just kind of failed, so to speak. And it's been on the back burner. Well, it's been relit. And Google is actually looking at coming into the insurance industry again. They've hired someone to take and head this department. Her name is Dr. Kenna Harna. She's actually from a corporation that's AXA is the abbreviation of it. But it's basically a large insurance, kind of an insurtech company that she's been really successful with. And Google has recently acquired her to run this new insurance department that they're working on. Now imagine this. I've said in past videos, if you could link up a State Farm and a Lemonade Insurance, not because Lemonade does great with insurance, because they have the algorithm where State Farm has the data. They know the specifics and they're so large that they have a lot of customers that they can analyze. If they could plug in something like a Lemonade or a Root Insurance Company's data or analytics, then they could kind of tweak and get better insight on that portion. Well, that's exactly what Google's doing, but they're doing it on a way bigger scale. State Farm, Lemonade, Progressive, all of those combined aren't going to have enough power to overcome the analytics that these guys have. So what is going to happen in the industry? Are you afraid that this industry is going to go crazy as far as my job, but as far as the customer? Well, the customer is the one that's going to win because Google is always for the customer. And that's the reason they're building this, and that's the reason she's on board, is that's kind of her passion, as these articles I've read, is she wants to help the world. And in turn, what's happening is Google does have the data and they have the tech. So they're combining the two together. They're not looking to control the industry, so they're not going to be a State Farm. They're not going to be another Progressive. Now, it's not known exactly what they're going to come out with, but I can give you some ideas of what I think that they're going to do. They're either going to do one of two things. They're going to come out and partner with all of the insurance agencies and say, plug your customer into our data, our analytics, and we'll tell you the risk analysis that you should go off of. Now, they'll take that data and price themselves in the market. The other way that it could go is you could go to Google, just like you do for air flights today. If you were to say from this code to this code, from this city to this city, how much is a ticket? And Google organizes them just like Trivago or something like that. And it shows you all the companies and the prices. Well, Google doesn't care about prices as much because if you're in the insurance industry, you know that price is a factor to a point. It's all about value and the customer's experience. How do you price the cost of claims being handled within a week versus 3 weeks or a year? How do you price the satisfaction? How do you price all of the benefits that you get with the right insurance company and having the right service levels and the right contact rate that a specific person in a specific area is? Well, that's what they're working on. Google is actually working on, and I think they're not far away from coming out with this ultra vision data analysis. I'm just going to call it Google Insure. I'm sure they're going to have some sort of link on their site where you can look up companies and then choose to do Google. That's one of the benefits of Google owning the platform that everybody uses, is they can easily add themselves in front of everybody, and that's going to guide and control where customers look. Where we should be looking is Dr. Henna Karna and what she's doing to partner with these companies. She's actually been stated that she already has partnered with some insurance agencies that are semi-involved in InsurTech. She's also working with InsurTech, although I kind of feel like that's almost a fake piece of it, and I'll explain why in a second. But that she's interested in learning some of the things that they're doing and that they're growing the industry and how that's going. Hey guys, quick pause. I do want to ask you guys if you guys are interested in following this topic or this article. I'm going to keep up to date on it because I think this could be a game changer. This could change the entire industry for good and for bad, depending on where you're at in this industry. But if you guys are wanting to keep up to date on this, hit the subscribe button below and don't forget to turn that bell icon on so it'll remind you every time one of my videos goes live. So she is partnering with agencies and trying to figure out the system. The reason that I say that I think she's not necessarily too in-depth in the InsurTech, they have really good knowledge. So InsurTech is kind of the tech version of the industry. They're working with companies to make them more digital, friendly, more customer-centric. And that's the whole point of Google. Google has figured out the way to please you and to get your money is to make everything for you, and it's for the end user. If you're the end user and you're looking for the best company that can handle 2 tickets and they're going to feed you that source and take a small commission for that company to fit for you. That's one of the reasons they're saying that they're not trying to completely change the industry. They're trying to sort of partner with it and make it better. I'm actually really excited. I'm curious to see how this goes. I think this is going to be a good move. I'm a little bit scared for the InsurTechs because I think they're going to take a pretty large hit. I don't think they're going to completely get wiped out, but I believe that because of the data and the processes and the power that's already in Google, that they're going to lose some of that technology piece or that one-on-one that they have with companies if it's priced correctly. If Google has a way to connect other companies and get them into their system, there's not as much of a need for that InsurTech portion. This could be far out. We don't know how long this is going to be, but the way that it works today is an insurance company has a database. I think they call it the SaaS or SAQS or something like that. And they have all of the data of their customers where they know the number of tickets, they know the number of claims, they know the odds of somebody having whatnot with their model. Well, a lot of this, even though there is a little bit of a digital aspect, a lot of this was based off of people doing it. It's hand read and hand touched and plugged into a few programs that analyze some stuff and give you some spreadsheets. But you mess one of those numbers up, it can really change the way that they price their model. And that's why some companies you see, their prices are ridiculously high. I've got customers that I quote them $600 a year with one company, and then the next company that's competitive is $13,000 a year. It's completely opposite where they're 100% don't want that customer, and you can clearly see that, but it's weird that their algorithm has freaked out that much where it just can't price it even accordingly to where they would make a profit on that. So what are your thoughts? Do you think that Google getting in the insurance industry for good is a good benefit? Can they take the data, plug it in, they can what they call micro and macro analyze the network and tell what specific people or specific areas or specific companies are a fit for each other and whether the risk is high or low. What kind of impact do we see on the industry? I'm curious to see what your guys' thoughts are on this. Is this going to be a game changer, or do we think that Google's going to look at the industry and be like, nah, we tried it once, we tried it twice, I think we're done at this point. At the end of the whole process, it's up to you guys to decide who would be the most powerful as you see these roll out. I'm curious to know what your guys' thoughts are on this. Leave that in the comments below. If you guys are interested in learning more about these companies, I have a video that I'm going to link at the end, which is Root Insurance as well as Lemonade Insurance. Those are the 2 tech portions that we've gone over on this channel. And it's a lot about their industry and how they've grown, where they've come from, and a little bit about the investing portion because that seems to be a hot topic for it. All right, guys, I hope this was helpful. Definitely let me know below what your thoughts are. I'm Mark with Think Insurance. I'll see you in the next one.